Welcome back to Magical Word Explorers. Today we'll be reading Bobby Knows Best by Catherine Sally and Frank Andersby. Bobby's friend Scoot came rushing to the burrow to find him. "I saw a fox," said Scoot. "A real live fox." Bobby had never seen a fox. "Wow," said Bobby. "What was it like?" It was, said Scoot. "Scary." Bobby thought Scoot was boasting. When Scoot had gone home, Bobby went to find his mother. "Mom," he asked, "have you ever seen a fox?" "Oh, dear me, yes," said his mother, "and I never want to see those big, sharp teeth again," she added. Bobby shivered. "Stay away from those foxes, Bobby," she sighed, "if you know what's good for you." Bobby went to find his dad. "Dad, have you ever seen a fox?" he asked. "Yes, son," said his father. "A fox's big ears can hear you before you can see him." "Stay away from those foxes, Bobby," he warned, "if you know what's good for you." Bobby shivered. Bobby asked his grandma, "Grandma, have you ever seen a fox?" "A fox?" asked his grandmother, who was a little deaf. "I've seen a fox, all right, and I've seen his big, sharp claws." Bobby shivered. "Stay away from foxes, Bobby," she advised, "if you know what's good for you." Bobby went to find his grandpa. "Have you ever seen a fox, Grandpa?" he asked. "Oh, yes. If you see a fox, lad," said Grandpa, "this is what you do. Stay very still, find the nearest bolt hole, then thump your foot to warn the others and run for it. Don't run in a straight line. Go in a zigzag. That will slow old fox down, all right?" Bobby shivered. That night, Bobby laid in bed. Everyone had a story about a fox except Bobby. "I've got big ears too," he thought, "and big claws and teeth. I'm not scared of a fox." So Bobby crept out of the burrow into the moonlight and set off on a fox hunt. The next morning, Bobby's mum called and called him for breakfast. She looked all around the burrow, but he wasn't there. Word soon went out around the warren. No one had seen Bobby. Finally, Scoot had a suggestion. "I've got a funny feeling," said Scoot quietly, "that he might have gone looking for a fox." A search party was organized. Scoot was right. Bobby sat in the corner of the meadow, his ears wiggling and his nose twitching because in the other corner of the meadow there was a fox. Now Bobby could see for himself. The fox's ears were pointier than Bobby's. The fox's teeth were sharper than Bobby's. The fox's claws were longer than Bobby's. Now Bobby was scared. Mom had warned him to stay away from foxes, and so had Dad and Grandma. Why? Or why did he think he knew best? Just then, out of the corner of his eye, Bobby saw a familiar pair of ears. "Scoot's come to find me," thought Bobby, "and now he's in danger too." Bobby fixed his eyes on the fox and sat very still. The fox sniffed the air. More ears appeared above the grass. The rabbit search party spread themselves out across the meadow. The fox was confused, but Bobby knew what he had to do. He remembered what his grandpa had told him. At the signal, all the rabbits set off, running in every direction towards bolt holes hidden around the meadow. Bobby ran for his life, zigzagging to give the others time to get away. The fox chased this way and that, but he wasn't quick enough. Bobby dashed down the nearest bolt hole. Back in the burrow, Bobby waited for his mum and dad to tell him off, but they were just happy that everyone was safe. And Grandpa even said, "Well done, lad. You slowed Mr. Fox down all right." Later, Scoot came over. "You were really brave," said Scoot. "What a great fox story to tell the others." "Yes," agreed Bobby, "but I think I'll stay away from foxes from now on. It was scary." Welcome back to Magical World Explorers. Today we'll be reading Little Bear Won't Sleep, written by Christine Swift. Little Bear did not want to go to sleep. He just wasn't tired. "You must go to sleep," said his mother, "or you'll be too tired to play tomorrow." Little Bear didn't care. I want to stay up all night, he said. Mother Bear smiled softly. Let's go for a walk, she said. We can walk all night. Little Bear thought this was a fantastic idea. He couldn't count the stars. He could look for a shooting star or he could chase the bats. The moon was bright in the sky, and there were noises all around, from the rustling of the leaves in the wind to the nighttime animals moving about in the forest. Little Bear jumped up excitedly, thinking of all the fun he could have and all the friends he could make. They didn't have to go far before they heard "Twit-too." It was an owl in the tree. Owl spun his head around. "Hello," he said. "Isn't it your bedtime, Little Bear?" "Not tonight," smiled Little Bear. "I'm staying up all night." In the moonlight, Little Bear saw something move. Something very quickly indeed came bounding up to him. "Good evening," said the fox. "I can't stop. I'm busy looking for breakfast." And off he went. Little Bear thought about breakfast. He was beginning to feel a little bit hungry. They reached a clearing in the forest. "Let's rest here for a moment," said Mother Bear. They sat and looked at the stars, glistening in the sky. Flying above them, Little Bear saw lots of bats. "I know you're there, Little Bear," Bat said. "You should be in bed. It's far too late for you to be wandering around the forest." "Not tonight," smiled Little Bear. "I'm staying up all night tonight." "Are you tired yet, Little Bear?" asked his mother. "No," squeaked Little Bear, as he tried to hide a tiny, tiny yawn. There was something rustling among the leaves, and Little Bear felt around his paw to find out what it was. "Ouch!" he cried. "Be careful, Little Bear," said Mother Bear. "That's a hedgehog, and they can be very prickly indeed." "That's right," said the hedgehog. "I'm looking for something delicious to eat among the leaves. Now, if you can move your paw, Little Bear, I'll be on my way." Little Bear and his mother reached some tree stumps. Little Bear rested his head just for a moment. Of course he still wasn't tired. Mice scurried around him, but he didn't even notice them tickling his whiskers. Even Mother Bear was yawning. "It's time to go home, Little Bear," she said. "You might be able to stay up all night, but I'm just too tired." Little Bear didn't answer. Mother Bear turned around, and there was Little Bear fast asleep. Mother Bear carefully picked up Little Bear. They walked back past one of the mice, past the bats, past the owl, and past the fox until they finally reached home. Mother Bear carefully carried Little Bear into the cave, and not long after tucking Little Bear in, she too was fast asleep. The next morning, Little Bear was so excited about staying up all night and meeting so many new animals. "I'm going to visit all my new friends," he said. But the owl was not in the tree. The bats weren't flying in the clearing. The hedgehog wasn't rustling in the leaves. Little Bear returned to his mother, very disappointed. "My new friends have gone. I can't find them anywhere," said Little Bear. "That's because they do stay up all night," said his mother. "They are nocturnal, and during the day they must sleep." "I see," said Little Bear with a yawn. "Staying up all night can make you very tired." Later that day, the bear cubs came to play with Little Bear. "Shh," said Mother Bear. "I'm afraid Little Bear won't be able to play this afternoon. He's having a little nap." We have come to the end of the story. Thank you for taking your time to listen to this today. We look forward to having you back soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.